You're still watching Prime Morning, and the newspapers have a lot they are reporting. However, we have topics that we'll be talking about this morning as well. Let me quickly go through our topics for you, and then I read what the news portals have for us. Of course, the NPP has spoken and saying that Alan's resignation was premeditated and irrevocable. Yesterday, they did address the press, telling the press about how they felt with regards to Alan's resignation, and they said that it was premeditated and irrevocable. There's reason to that. They said that for him not to have said anything to them, premeditated. Also, the chairman of the party visited him and he didn't show any sign that he was going to resign. He could have said that he was not happy with certain things that the party was doing, hence he was going to resign, but he never said anything of that sort, and they feel that it was premeditated. Also, any member who will openly support Alan Kyerematen will be expelled from the NPP party. Yesterday, this was said by Nana B, and he says that per the party's constitution, you cannot belong to one particular political party and declare support for somebody else. And of course, when you do that, you are not a part of the party anymore. You don't show solidarity for the party. So you'll be expelled, so you can go and support whoever you want to support. Also, Sammy Gyamfi did speak about Alan's resignation from the NPP party. Yesterday, he was on Twitter Spaces, and he did speak about the fact that Alan could not even handle the Commander Sugar Factory. How can he become the president of Ghana? And he's saying that, to him, Sammy Gyamfi, if Alan leaves the NPP, it won't make or break, because he's part of the reasons why Ghana is in, an economic turmoil, or should I use that word, now. And so to him, it's only the NDC that is the savior for Ghanaians. Another thing that we are definitely going to be talking about is to do with Barker-Vormawor, who actually, during the protest of Occupy Julobi House, granted an interview and did speak about the fact that he and a few of the leaders had been approached by the NPP executives, some NPP executives, with $1 million to keep them shut, but they decided not to accept it, meaning they declined it. Now, he also said that they had audios to prove that, but he still hasn't been able to show his audios. Hence, Honorable Dapaah has sued him of a suit of 10 million Ghana cedis. If he has proof, he should show it in court. My guest is seated, Palgrave Boakye Dankwa, representing the NPP this morning. Good morning, Palgrave.
Good morning, Rosalind.
How are you?
I'm good, by God's grace.
Great.
And a very good morning to your listeners and your viewers, and to my constituents, the people of Ebuakwanof. I greet them this morning.
Thank you so much for being here. And how did 1 week go of your mom?
Oh, thank you, Joy Prime. You came to represent very well the multimedia group. I'm very grateful. By God's grace, we did a 1 week. The date has been set for Friday, 13th of October, 2023, at the Transitions Funeral Home. Okay. We'll lay my mom to rest at 8 a.m.
Okay.
And then we'll do the burial service and close about 11:30, and then do the main funeral at Transitions as well from about 12:30 to 6 p.m.
Okay. We'll be there to support you.
Thank you. I'm grateful.
Anyway, we start off with our very first newspaper. The Daily Graphic newspaper is the first one. Alan's resignation premeditated, says the NPP. Teacher unions want SHS calendar reset. Special supplement on hospitality and tourism. The banner headline, Goil plans to reduce bitumen import. Okay. I think, okay, looking at the amount of money that costs in importing bitumen, I think that when it's reduced, it will help and save the economy on a lot of money that we have to use to import. The New Crusading Guide newspaper is the next one. Alan's lonesome president bid, NPP urges party folks to close ranks and forge ahead. Ongoing limited voter registration exercise. Don't allow underage children to be registered. Baumia cautions parents. Gold purchase program helped stabilize economy, says the BOG. Oferiatta Lot's giant step towards achieving climate prosperity. And purported $1 million bribery claim, Barker-Vormawor dragged to court. The Finder newspaper is the next newspaper. The Finder. Dr. Bawumia urges parents to advise underage children against registering as voters. Dapaah sues Barker-Vormawor 10 million Ghana cedis for defamation. Alan Chemate's resignation is an overkill. Elmina residents says so. Traffic control measures on the Tema motorway begins October 2nd. Traffic control measures or fixing of road. Which one is it? NPP debunks Alan's claims. General Secretary rallies rank and file behind party. Let me try and see just a little bit on page 5 what the traffic control is all about. Is it traffic control? Okay. The Ministry of Roads and Highways will begin implementing temporary traffic management and control measures at a motorway grade separated intersection on Monday, October 2nd, 2023. A statement issued by the Ghana Highway Authority said the measure was to enable work on the second phase of the construction of the Tema motorway grade separated intersection to be expedited. Okay. So Tema motorway, I use it all the time though. I commute on that road every single time. So if it's getting fixed, we are excited. The Ghanaian Publisher newspaper. Ghanaian Publisher. Dapaah sues Barker-Vormawor for defamation. Causes Health Initiative touches more lives in Adenton. Uphold principles that define us, NPP tells the members. Abnor say distances herself from Alan. And yesterday, yes, we saw Abnor say actually speak about the fact that she was not with Alan, but she's faithful to the NPP party. It's not about an individual, it's about the political party. Not just her, we saw Honorable Katharina Feku, same. We saw a few others who also declared their stance for the new patriotic party, not an individual. The Ghanaian Times newspaper. NPP not hijacked. Parties denies Alan's claim. Ghana to become first African country to issue FLEGT license. Collapsed Dole Bridge. Commuters forced to pay more. Travel time on Accra-Wa Road increases to 20 hours. Prices of goods and services shoot up. I mean, this should not take too long to fix, should it? I asked Palgrave about it just briefly because I mean, this is an emergency, so if it means, using 24 hours to get it sorted, it can be sorted in the night. Just get it sorted. All right, we see it happen in the West, so it can happen. One sad news here, 1,433 died, 10,367 injured in road crashes this year. Wow. May God protect every single commuter. ABC newspaper. NPP charges supporters to stay united as Alan quits party again. National Security Minister sues Barker-Vormawor for 10 million Ghana cedis defamation. Cause the healthcare initiative touches 3,000 lives at Adenton. And NPP can still win 2024 if party leadership members remain focused. The Republic newspaper is the other newspaper. I'm reading the next newspaper, Republic newspaper. NPP breaks up with Alan. Barker-Vormawor in hot waters as Dapaah sues 10 million Ghana cedis over bribery allegations. Alan Wontumi trade barbs over campaign posters. I don't know, yesterday was a video and an audio trending of Alan saying that he's the one who held Wontumi's hand into the new patriotic party, helped him to become the chairman for the Ashanti region for the NPP. So many things were being said. I don't know. I think we should... Well, it's politics. I'm not a politician, so maybe that's how they play the game. The Daily Guide newspaper is a final newspaper. NPP slams Alan, party not hijacked. GS says so. That's the General Secretary. Dapaah sues Barker-Vormawor 10 million Ghana cedis. As for force and dodges police over BOG demo. Wontumi bans Alan's posters. And Bawumia warns parents over registering minors. That will be all for the Daily Guide newspaper. And like I said earlier, Palgrave is already seated. Probably we should just start off with Barker-Vormawor being sued by Dapaah. This is because he alleged during the protest that he was actually offered $1 million to keep mute, to stop them from protesting, and they actually decided not to accept these monies. He had audios to prove it. Well, the MPP came out to say that he should prove the audios. He never did. And Honorable Dapaah has finally taken him to court, that if you cannot prove it without going to court, well, we'll take you to court. That way, you should be able to prove it. If not, you have to pay a fine of 10 million Ghana cedis. Paul Grave, Boachidankwa.
Rosie, I think that we should take very seriously a number of issues in this country. I'm quite surprised that Barker-Vormawor has become a topic of discussion in this country, because I don't consider him an individual worth of a sort, and I'll explain. I didn't know Barker-Vormawor until he started making his Facebook post and calling a blunt of wanting to cause a coup d'etat in this country, and how when he came into Ghana we realized that those statements were uncalled for. This is a gentleman who has sought to come into the public space through a demonstrative act against constitutionally mandated government. I'm surprised for him to think that asserting that the government of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the Minister for National Security would want to offer him a bribe. Of what threat, really, has any of his demonstrations caused to the government of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo? Or of what threat has any of his demonstrations caused to the continual governance of the country? I think that it's about time where we allow him to go through the full rigors of his allegations. He should bring out evidence of the government wanting to bribe him to do what? To keep quiet or to stay away from the streets. Our government allows anybody and everybody who wants to demonstrate to have the civil responsibility to do so responsibly. And I find it very apologetic that he would think of our own national security wanting to bribe him. For what purpose? I mean, that's a real intent. For what purpose? Why would the national security decide to want to bribe Vormawor? For what purpose? Who is he? What can he do? I mean, I think that we should not spend a lot of time discussing him. I support the National Minister for National Security, Dapaah, in taking him to court and suing him. I mean, because this is a very serious allegation. I mean, in recent times is when we have an opportunity to discuss security in the media domain. And I've stated, I mean, you and I are Barrack's children. You realize that in the days of old, you dare not talk about national security. I mean, it's not something that will come into the public domain. And so if President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, through his leadership, has allowed the national security to become a friend of the people, especially as we fight against the threats of terrorism in the sub-region of West Africa, and even ensure that we keep our borders secured and ensure that the country is safe and internal security is safe. I think that when persons make such allegations, they should be able to know that you can't make these allegations and go scot-free. I would want to see how this case progresses unsteadily, and see to it that this gentleman is really just taken back into, he should go back to Cambridge. I've said that he's doing a PhD in Cambridge. He should go back and finish his PhD. And when he comes back, he should sit on the table like I'm sitting on the table to contribute significantly to what is happening in terms of governance and democracy and our processes of development, rather than always being on the streets. Vormawor should not be known for being on the streets. He's a lawyer called to the bar. He should sit on the table and contribute significantly like everyone is doing.
Well, okay, so with regards to what the allegations that he made, when he goes to court, and we are all definitely going to listen to make sure that he gets to the end of it. And we are eager to hear what the outcome will be, because he did make some allegations saying that, yes, he had audios to back what he had said in the past, that, oh, they approached him. But the unfortunate thing is he was never able to show the audios. He didn't play any of those audios. For whatever reason he didn't, we are yet to know about it. Now, You're saying that he should contribute on the table. There are various ways of contribution. You can go on the street. Is it allowed? Protest is part of, part of citizenry. You have every right. Maybe this is his way of speaking to the government. Someone will say, if I go to the table, we've had these things so many times. We keep on having TV shows and stuff like that. We speak about it, but are we getting results? Maybe we are not getting the kind of results that we are looking for. Hence, some people might have to take onto the streets. Don't you think that if he says he's going on the streets, it's only him exercising his rights?
No, I don't doubt that. I mean, I don't take that away. And Rosie, I mean, it's important that we realize that when you sit around the table, you get results. I mean, you can do a survey of demonstration and how demonstrations have yielded results vis-a-vis people that have sat around the table. And your platform is a media platform where if you speak, you are reading one of the stories and stating that these issues must be attended to immediately. Once you speak on the national platform and government officials are listening and well-meaning Ghanaians are listening, they come to your aid. And once they come to your aid, they're able to solve a solution. In the recent demonstration that was held, I mean the 3-day demonstration that Democracy Hub and Fix the Country held, they didn't even present any petition whatsoever to government. They didn't at all. So the question really lies, what's the motive and the purpose of wanting to have these demonstrative acts? Is it just to cause riots? Is it just to cause chaos? Is it just to be seen as one who can demonstrate? Everybody can go on the streets. Everybody can be on the street to do whatever they so wish to do. But whatever you do on the street must contribute significantly to the development of the country and the democracy that we so desire to protect and uphold in the highest esteem.
But what they did is actually going to contribute towards the development of the country we wanted.
Did you hear any issues that they raised in their demonstration? I don't know what issues they raised in their demonstration.
Yes, a lot of issues.
Did they present any paper to government? They didn't present any paper to government.
Yes, they didn't. But for the issues, a lot of issues were raised. There were so many citizens who spoke to the media houses talking about the fact that their lives had to be modified. Let me put it like that, because the kind of life they used to live can't live it anymore. Their salaries that they are being paid is still stagnant, yet they have to, pay fuel price that is has skyrocketed. Fuel has skyrocketed. Cost of living has gone up. When you go to the port, you can't clear goods because we are being charged in dollars. Hence, we spend cedis, and we know how the cedi to the dollar ratio is right now. Yes, they did speak about it. They spoke about roads. Some people spoke about the Tema motorway and all these things. So yes, a lot were said.
Let me address the issues. And I think that is important. I mean, you talk about ports. Well, you should send your camera crew to the Tema Ports Harbour. You will be amazed with what our government has done to the ports. It's been very much digitized. The Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority, the Tema Ports has been digitized. There's no difficulty that anybody would face in clearing goods, unless of course that demurrage has attracted your goods. I mean, if you bring goods into this country, you should know that you should be able to pay the adequate taxes. I mean, Rosie, it would take magic, I mean, to develop this country without responsible Ghanaians paying their taxes. And I think that it's not wrong for any government to want to looking into people paying their taxes. I think that every well-meaning Ghanaian, including the media, should be able to vouch for a government that is responsible in making their citizens pay taxes. That's what happened at the ports. We have eradicated paper, I mean, in the ports. It's not a paperless port. When you go to the port, you can just by the click of a button, you can be making sure that you're paying all your duties that is accruing in relation to your goods and services that you have brought into the country. You talk about cost of living. I mean, Rosie, at the very beginning of this year, and I recall that the government increased salaries, I mean, of civil servants and public workers in the tunes of about 25 to about 30%. I mean, cost of living is generally everywhere. I mean, you need to ensure that whatever budget allocations that you put in place, it's meeting up to your income that is coming, so you don't over budget and then underspend. The goal is that whatever resources that you are getting in, I mean, you're able to make a living out of it. And our government is not blinded to the mitigating challenges of the Ghanaian people. I mean, the goal is to address these mitigating challenges of the Ghanaian people. You talk about roads. Our government has continually done the year of roads, and you can check, the records are there. The last time I was in your studio, I brought the book for you to be able to see the number of roads that have been done. I mean, you talk about Tema Motorway. The Tema Motorway is going to be done. I mean, I know that documents are already underway to make sure that the various depleted parts, I mean, the potholes that have come on the Tema Motorway is all fixed. And so when you raise these issues, it's as though that government is asleep. The government when you fix the country and democracy hub. I mean, but you have re-highlighted that for a conversation this morning.
Yes.
So when the issues are raised, I mean, it's as though that the government of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is asleep. The government of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is not asleep. We are awake, we are working, we are fixing the issues of the Ghanaian people. And so when people come out to demonstrate, they must demonstrate to an issue that is not being addressed. But once the government is in continuum, once the government and the wheels of governance is ongoing, and the vehicle is ongoing, and the ship is ongoing, I think that when you raise the issues and the issues are already being addressed, then you don't have an issue.
But Paul Grave, I get where you're coming from, but then Ghanaians will also say you've been in power for 7 years. Ongoing, if everything is okay, why are they on the streets? Why are people out there? It wasn't just Vormawor speaking. These were citizens who were out there speaking. Yes, you said you have increased civil servants and public workers' salary by 30%. What about the businessmen? What about the people who are working in private sectors? How are they feeling? How are they surviving? Are we just concentrating on civil servants and public servants? Now we talk about the roads. Yes, government is ongoing. 7 years down the line, we look at the deplorable state of the motorway. I commute to that road every single day, like I said on TV, and I've said it 1,001 times how I wish this road would be fixed. Simple pothole gets deteriorating every single time. It never gets fixed. Now we move on to the port. You said it's digitized. Beautiful. Everybody likes it. Why are we charging in dollars? Where we are quoting in dollars and we spend cedis in Ghana. Now so many people, young people out there who are investing in businesses cannot even buy the same kind of resources that they need to be able to put in their businesses. I'll use a typical example of a friend. I don't want to mention his company's name. And he told me that, Roslyn, I've made losses of 90 million Ghana cedis. Why? Because prices of goods are so expensive. When I import, I cannot clear it at the same rate. Yet I can't increase my price on the market. So I'm making losses. So yes, digitization is good. But let's talk about the monies being charged. Paying taxes, nobody complains. But how much money is being charged? How are we being able to survive these difficult times?
Rosie, every country that has developed, I mean, and I have studied the global trend, from the Americas to Europe to Middle East to Asia, every single country that has developed on the backbone of responsible taxing. Every single country. There is not a country that would develop without taxation. Our country and our government has been robust enough to ensure that we put in place a domestic revenue mobilization plan. And I mean, you have seen the GRA
about taxing.
No, I mean...
So the question here doesn't have anything to do with tax. It has everything to do with the fact that you go to the port and everything is quoted in dollars, yet our currency is in cedis. Why? Why do we calculate our taxes in dollars at the port? I'm clearing a car and it's calculated in dollars, then they convert it to cedis. Why? Why can't we just calculate in cedis?
Okay, Rosie, I hear your point.
Yeah.
Fair point. I would not know the reason why we calculate in US dollars, but my mind is very clear on the point that the US dollar is the, strongest trading currency in the world. And so very clearly, if someone purchases a vehicle for about maybe $2,000 and then brings it into the country, you need to be able to calculate the equivalence of that in dollars and then bring it back into your Ghanaian currency. That would be the rationale in my mind. For the reason why those figures will be quoted in US dollars, because you've bought your items outside of the jurisdiction of the country called Ghana. You use the different exchange rates to buy that. When it comes and it's calculated, it must be calculated in that same foreign currency and then devalued into the Ghanaian currency for you to pay the equivalent of that. I don't think that should be an issue. I mean, if you go into port businesses and you go into the trading businesses, you understand the rationale behind it. It's simple. I mean, it's just like going to buy a material. You buy a material for $10 at Lome, and then you bring it into the country and they say, okay, you bought a material at $10, you need to pay a duty of $12. The equivalent of $12 in Ghana city is X amount of money. I think that is neither here nor there. We live in a world where the country called Ghana is not isolated of other countries, and so forex is something that everybody uses to trade. Today, when I leave Ghana and I go to Abidjan, I'm not going to spend Ghana cedi there. I'm going to spend CFA. when I leave Abidjan and I come to Ghana, I'm going to change my CFA into Ghana City. So it's neither here nor there. I think that we should be a bit more fluid with how we trade amongst ourselves and with how we allow the various foreign currencies to impact our Ghanaian currency. We cannot be isolated from it.
Very beautiful point you've made, but I'll look at a country. Yesterday I did say a country like Dubai. When I buy something from outside and I go there, no matter what, they will not calculate it in dollars or in that country's currency. Even if I go to America and I've imported something or I've exported something, definitely don't calculate it in Ghana cedis. So the fact that I bought a car from America or I bought a car from Dubai, and even when you buy a car from Dubai and it comes to Ghana, it's not calculated in dirham. It's calculated in cedis, in US dollars. Why? Why do we keep charging in dollars? Because by law, we are not supposed to. Yet the government is charging things in dollars.
Rosie, I think that you failed to miss my point. I mean, I've stated, and I don't want to discount any country's currency. I've stated that the global currency, in terms of the strength of the currencies, the US dollar is the strongest trading partner all around the world. I mean, it's easier for you to trade in US dollar. It's easier for you to be able to use the US dollar to use as a determiner and a trade margin. So that once you use your US dollar, you can immediately come into your local currency. I mean, if, how many countries will spend dirham or even rupees or even rands or even sefa? It's just within a sizable part of various countries. But globally, the US dollar is the strongest trading currency.
So why don't they use it as well? Why do they still use their? Because that is how they've strengthened their currency.
Rosie, every single country that you have gone in, maybe you might not be aware of how they do their calculations, and so at the back end of it, they use a US dollar to be able to do their calculation. And the front of it, you see their currency. You don't know about that. I mean, so imagine that you come into Ghana. Yes, you are talking about the fact that we are charging in US dollar because you went to buy your goods and services in a different country, and so we should charge in cedi. It's not a problem. Suppose that we charge in cedi and then we give you the equivalent of the US dollar in cedi. It's still going to be the same amount of money.
But okay, now let's move to even the hotels. Why are they charging dollars?
Rosie, I'm not here to discuss.
Anyway, let's continue.
I'm not here to discuss those who are.
Okay. Let me just take you. It was just because of what the public or the citizens were complaining about. But let's move on.
I'm not into hospitality, so I don't know.
No, I'm just talking about why we have institutions in Ghana that are charging in dollars, yet by law it's not supposed. And it actually does affect the currency some way, somehow. But let's continue. Let's move on from there because, like you said. Anyway, our next topic has to do with the NPP saying that Honorable Alan Kojo maintains resignation from the party was premeditated. Now, this is because the party's chairman actually went to see him after the Superdelegates conference, had a conversation with him. He actually did air out some grievances in the past, the media. So they went to see him, and he didn't show any sign of his resignation. Now, he resigned even without the party's knowledge. He just had, a press conference, or he had a State of the Nation's address, just actually told the country that he was no more a member of the NPP, but rather he was going independent. The party addressed it yesterday. And for that reason, I think that even if he goes and he comes back to beg, he won't be accepted. Now, let's not forget that in 2008, Honorable Alan Kojo resigned from the NPP, but came back and he was accepted. His resignation this time is definitely not a first timer. It is a second time. Now, I want to hear your voices. What do you think about what the NPP said yesterday? They also said that if you're a member of the NPP and you openly declare your support for Honorable Alan Kojo, you will be expelled from the New Patriotic Party. Palgrave.
Rosie, the New Patriotic Party is a very unified party. I have been very pleased with the fact that I have an opportunity to be a member of the New Patriotic Party. I am very pleased that on the 4th of August 1947, Dr. J.B. Dankwa, my great-grandfather, Pa Grant, and senior members went to form the United Gold Coast Convention in Saltpond. I'm very pleased to see that the New Patriotic Party is a tradition of choice for a sizable number of the Ghanaian people, particularly the young people. I am so pleased with the policies that the New Patriotic Party has churned out from 1992 to date. I'm so pleased to have seen that the New Patriotic Party has produced two of the best leaders from our political party in the Fourth Republic, in the presence of President John Agyekum Kufuor and the sitting President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. I'm very pleased to have seen that the New Patriotic Party is a party of leaders, where every single person in our political party is a leader, and if you lose an election, it doesn't mean that you need to be taken out of the political party, because the strength of our party is the strength of our leadership. Mr. Alan Kojo Kyerematen is a stalwart of our party. We love him, we adore him, and we wish him the best. The General Secretary addressed the media yesterday, brought clarity to the allegations that were raised by Mr. Kyerematen. And I recall that when Mr. Kyerematen launched his campaign and desired to be flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, the cloth he wore is the same cloth that a sizable number of his followers wore on the day he broke away. You can go and watch it. I was so impressed. So I agree with the General Secretary and the Chairman that Mr. Kyerematen had a premeditated idea to break away from the New Patriotic Party. I am very confident that the New Patriotic Party remains strong, formidable, the most attractive political party, that no iota of a movement for change would derail the New Patriotic Party from our vision, from our purpose, from our mandate to serve this country. I mean, no doubt in my mind that the 2024 general election is going to be an election of trust, an election of integrity, an election of leadership, an election where the Ghanaian people would want to see a formidable future, where the Ghanaian people will be able to see that their formidable challenges that they have had over the years in past governments is going to be solved by a future government. I mean, no doubt in my mind that the person that the New Patriotic Party grassroots and the person that the delegates will choose on the 4th of November 2023 would be that person that will be a better match to the NDC's John Dramani Mahama. My friend Adele sent me a message and said, today is a free flow. And so Adele, a very good morning to you wherever you are. He said it's a free flow.
It's a free flow, that's true.
And but really to be able to state that the NDC has forever been afraid of the NPP and the candidate that has been a threat to the NDC. And the evidences are there to show. I mean, obviously, the Ghanaian people who have followed and observed me have always known that I have an interest in the 2024 general election. I have an interest in the November 4th general election for the New Patriotic Party flag bearership. I have a preferred candidate that I so wish that the delegates would give an opportunity to lead. I'm confident in that candidate. And I think that when the Ghanaian people give him a chance, he will be able to do much more, better, and much more to the admiration of many people. And so, well, it's a contest. Everyone has an opportunity to join a political party or to leave a political party. But I find it very tearing. It's extremely tearing to see that Mr. Kyerematen will get to this stage of his political journey. I would have wished, Rosie, that on Monday when he was delivering his speech or press, I would have wished that in his concluding part where he said, I hereby declare to resign from the New Patriotic Party and stand as an independent candidate, I would have wished that he had said that I hereby decide to resign and recline from politics and observe as a stalwart how the political trajectory goes. I would have wished that. I have read.
Why would you have wished for that?
No, because you see, history has a lot of lessons to teach us, and nobody wants to discount the influence of Mr. Chematin, but the trajectory doesn't augur well for a plight of height in terms of success. I don't know how much he's going to have in the general election of 2024. You recall how GUM was number 3, even over CPP. CPP came into power years ago. You recall the first president of the Republic of Ghana, Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, is a CPP man. 1961, when we had our republic, he was the president on the CPP ticket. Today, CPP. Very special greetings to the General Secretary Nanaya Jantua and lawyer Kwame Jantua, whom everybody is praying and wishing that he becomes the flag bearer for CPP. But clearly, you could see. And so I'm trying to do a postulation and analysis of how one can form a political party 15 months to a major election.
Well, he says it's not a political party.
Okay, it's a movement for change.
Yeah, movement for change.
Okay, how one can form a movement for change 15 months into a general election and presume and think that he can win an election.
You don't think he has
the person should refer, I think that people should read his Ankome's publication on the 17th of January 2023, and he postulates 12 key points of how it is difficult for one to think that when you stand as an independent candidate you would have a chance to win. He talks about the voting, he talks about the on-ground work, and even the on-ground work, he talks about the fact that you need to get signatures from close to about 275 constituencies times 2, that makes it about 570. Talks about even the about 30,000 polling station agents that you need to get, how you need to feed them. He calculated the food that if each person is going to eat 20 Ghana cedis for a food, that's about 1.2 million Ghana cedis. I mean, I think that the task is Herculean. I mean, I don't know how.
You don't think he has shocks?
I don't know how.
Maybe he has some shocks that
well, it's not a problem. I would wish Mr. Chematin well. I mean, Rosie, you recall that 2020 7th December, you interviewed me on another platform. I will never forget that day. I did a number of TV stations in this country. Yeah. And I'm proud to have said that, I mean, on the day when Jane Mensah was declaring the president of the Republic of Ghana, I was on the radio station and I was happy that I contributed significantly to the democracy that we so desire. I look forward to 7th of December 2024. And I hope and pray that I will be on your network and we'll be discussing the results that will be coming in.
Right.
Because if within the political party, I mean, and you couldn't amass a lot of numbers.
Well, from what he's saying, he amassed the numbers, but his people were, intimidated.
It is not true.
His people were not allowed to go out.
It is not true.
Now, let's not forget that Honorable Alan Kojo Chematin has been very popular for a while.
People's popularity dwindled.
And so probably he knows. Let me put it like he knows that his popularity and love by the people. If he goes independent, he'll be able to become the president of Ghana.
It won't work. I'm telling you, Rosie, it won't work. It's not going to happen. I'm telling you. You see, I'm happy that posterity becomes a judge of today. And I'm happy that on the 7th of January 2025, when the president is being sworn in and is an NPP leader who has won the general elections on the December 7th, you and I will be here to congratulate the new president of the Republic of Ghana. And I tell you that president of the Republic of Ghana on the 7th of January 2025 is not going to be Alan Kojo Chematin. It's going to be an NPP leader who has won the election. I can tell you that for free.
But you think that the Honorable Alan Kojo Chematin made a sole decision, or there are people that he consulted, probably some, party faithful, some party leaders, some four founding members of the party are probably behind his decision?
Rosie, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know. I don't know, and I don't know, and I don't know. I don't know, and I don't know, and I honestly do not know. I don't know. I wish I knew.
But he actually said, he gave the reasons why, he should be voted for. He actually said that he's the man to turn the economy around. He's the man to bring the industries that we need. He's the man to create employment. And that is why he didn't retire from politics.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to discuss Mr. Chemanteng further. I think that the New Patriotic Party, I've said, is stronger, is bigger, is formidable, is being the biggest threat to the NDC in this Fourth Republic. This duopoly that people so wish and desire to break, I don't think that Ghana is there yet. I think that what we need to do is to look at the duopoly and ensure that the duopoly works. When the duopoly works, I think that when I throw the baton to Sammy Gyamfi to come into leadership, I am confident that he will lead Ghana well. But if I throw the baton to Sammy Gyamfi and I know Sammy Gyamfi cannot lead the country well, then I'm better off keeping that baton within myself and turning it over to another person I trust and know that can be able to lead the country well. Our issue should be to make sure that this duopoly works, because that's where we are. Our country is extremely young. I mean, look at the countries of old, look at the Americas, look at Europe. I mean, there are multiple duopolies that have grown over 100 years. How old is MPP? It's like almost a generation, 30 years old. How old is the NDC? The new NDC is also a very young political party. So the duopoly is still evolving. We need to ensure that this duopoly evolves, picks on the pillars, begins to grow into a conglomerate. After 100 years, 200 years, I don't think this duopoly can be broken now. I doubt it. I doubt it.
Do you think the outcome of the elections on November 4th, if I'll use the word if, Honorable Kennedy Agyapong doesn't become the flag bearer, do you think that he will be happy and accept the results that will come in?
No, you see, Rosie, these are if questions. Every single person on the ballot paper for the November 4th general election is talking to delegates. What are you talking about? You're talking about what you will do for the political party. This is an internal election. You are raising up your policies for the political party, because it is the political party's vehicle that you would use to come into national governance. So Kennedy Agyapong is campaigning, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is campaigning, Adainimo is campaigning, and Efiri Akoto is campaigning. These four persons are campaigning. The delegates will make a decision on the November 4th. When they make a decision and you don't become the winning candidate, you should thank the delegates for voting for you to lose honorably or not to win honorably, and then support whoever wins the election. We went into a super delegates conference. You saw the numbers. If the numbers is anything to go by, then I can sit here and project that Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia will become the flag bearer on November 4th, if the numbers are anything to go by. And so, these numbers, should Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia become the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, I think that my senior Kennedy Agyapong, we all went to Adisado College. My senior Kennedy Agyapong, I believe that he would support Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. I believe very well. Because you see, Honorable Kennedy Agyapong is a proper MPP man. I don't see that he would leave the party, and I don't see that he would be unhappy with the results that will come out, because it's a credible process. It's a process that is elected and conducted by the Electoral Commission. So it's a very credible, open process, and everybody is going to exercise their democratic rights and vote. So campaign well. When you campaign well, the delegates would vote for you. When you don't campaign well, the delegates will not vote for you. And if the delegates feel that you are not the person that they want you to lead, I think that is all well and good. That's why I said the NPP political party is a political party of leaders. If we are not a political party of leaders, we will not have had 17 people standing in 2007. We will not have even had 10 people standing this year. So every single time you have leaders of leaders of leaders of leaders of leaders of leaders. That is what makes a strong political party. Unlike, like Adele says, it's a free flow. Unlike the NDC, where they didn't have a lot more people contesting.
But they had people.
Well, they had people. I don't doubt that. But they don't have the kind of people that the NPP has. You see? And so they overwhelmingly gave 99% to the candidate John Dramani Mahama. And I've said that the Ghanaian people have rejected him over and over again. I don't think that the Ghanaian people would accept it. I don't even think that, Rosie, in your independence of your voting on that day, secret ballot, I do not think that you would even vote for the NDC. I know that you make a good decision and make sure that the person that you vote for will be a new patriotic party flag bearer who will lead.
I like
for
your
us.
thinking for me.
Yes,
I like that you are thinking for me.
Yes,
but when I get into the ballot,
I know that's
I'll
what
do
I'm saying.
the thinking on my own.
Yes, I know, but I know that when you get into the ballot, you will look at Ghana, you will look at your children, you will look at the future, and you will look at how well we need to position this country, and one that can represent as well. John Dramani Mahama has done his work already. He's been a former president. He's worked very hard. Ghanaians love him. They said go and rest. I think that, you see, I don't know. I mean, why you cry? Kodo bisu baby, get problem. Adele will be laughing wherever he is. Adele, I tell
this particular statement that you've made there, Ghanaians at home will come and chew us because they said that the finance minister should go arrest. He didn't go arrest.
The finance minister.
Ghanaians called out. He said go arrest. He never went to arrest.
But I've stood for the finance minister. You know that the finance minister, and I've said it on various platforms. For me, he's been the best finance minister under President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
Is it because he's your uncle?
Oh, not at all. You see, Rosie, when you go that route.
No, I just asked a question.
No, yes, but you put it out there.
But you've said it here before.
No, it's not a problem.
Time,
no, of course. Yes. Of course. But you see, Rosie, we are in public service. Everybody comes to serve. I mean, like you are in public service. Your children would grow and one of them would decide to become a journalist, or one would decide to become a politician, or one would decide to become a civil servant. They are in public service. They are picking those tenets and traits from the family. I mean, it's unfortunate. I don't know any of your siblings could enjoy the military.
My brother is in the military. Good. He's a major.
Exactly. So you see, your brother has picked that from your father. That's how it works. It's the same thing. So it's a public service. And so if you have a certain group of people whose lifestyles have been lifestyles of dedication to the country, whose lifestyles have been lifestyles of service to the country, and continually they serve. I mean, it's like Colgate. It's like Kentucky Fried Chicken. I mean, when you go, you see that it's the generations that are still frying chicken, or it's the generations that have held onto Colgate, or it's the generation that have held on into politics and governance and all of it. I think that you shouldn't shy away from that.
Okay, now let's go back to Honorable Kennedy Dapaah.
Yes.
Let's make some predictions, and let's begin to the future a little bit. It's allowed, isn't it?
Why not?
Permitted. I remember very well when Honorable Alan Kojo-Kyerematen decided to withdraw from the flag bearership race. I posed a question right here on TV asking, what if he decides to go independent? And I remember the answer was, oh, he won't go independent, and today he's independent. What if Kennedy Dapaah decides to support Honorable Alan Kojo-Kyerematen if the outcome of elections on November 4th doesn't go the way that he wants it to go? What will happen to the party, the NPP party?
Rosie, when you go into an election, you either win or lose. It's simple. And only one person can win, and many people will lose. And so when you go into an election and you expect to win and you don't win, it's not your expected outcome. Is the expected outcome of the results. And so I will not want to go into the channel of what ifs and all of that. The New Patriotic Party is a formidable party. Whether you leave it or not, it's still the New Patriotic Party. It's the party that has produced two presidents in this Fourth Republic, John Agyekum Kufuor and President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. It is the party that will produce a third president in this Fourth Republic, for the New Patriotic Party and for the good people of this country. And so, if you leave, we wish you the best. That you should go. Wish you the best. Go. We wish you the best.
But won't it affect the party in any way? You know,
definitely. I mean, you can't rule that out. But you see, in this very early stages, we are building a formidable party, a united party, and ensuring that what is left is what we can gather. We are not wanting to disintegrate the party further and further. And so we are making sure, because you see, Rosie, people must campaign. People must like your policies. People must desire that you should be their preferred leader.
Honorable Kennedy's campaign, I think about 2 or 3 days ago, he was on a radio station talking about how, you know, the party should not be given to Northerners. The Northerners will take over. It's an Akan party. He says it as it is, and he feels that the Akans should take it back.
You know, when the United Gold Coast Convention was formed, the reason why it was united was that there were Voltarians in it. The reason why the UGCC was united was that there were Northerners in it. The reason why it was united was that there were Krobos in it. The reason why it was united was that there were Akans in it. The reason why it was united was that there were Gadanbes in it. And so the United Gold Coast Convention, of which roots the New Patriotic Party comes from, is a political party of every single ethnic group in this country. The New Patriotic Party is not an Akan party.
But has a stronghold in Ashanti region, right?
The New Patriotic Party is not an Akan party. The New Patriotic Party is an ethnic embracing political party. That's the New Patriotic Party. And so if anybody juxtaposes that the New Patriotic Party is an emphatically Akan party, I think that that's a postulation that is not credited in any of our constitution.
But you know, when it comes to the two top political parties, whether we like it or not, we have NPP, NDC. These are the two top political parties we have in Ghana. The NDC stronghold is in the Volta region. The NPP stronghold, and the North, actually, these two. And the NPP stronghold is in the Ashanti region. Probably that's the reason why, you know, some people feel that it's an Akan party. Now, Kennedy did say it, though.
I haven't followed much of Honorable Kennedy Japan's campaign. I mean, obviously, my camp is very different. And so I'm very focused on the campaign of Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. My focus is there to make sure that we campaign for him, we communicate for him, and we make him the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party. So I don't want to lose focus on listening to other candidates' campaigns. I mean,
but you ought to be able to.
No, but the goal. I mean, yes, there are teams to be able to look into that. But the goal really is to ensure that the New Patriotic Party, and I've said it, Rosie, the New Patriotic Party, and strongholds are formed over time. Today, one particular region and ethnic group can become your stronghold. Tomorrow, it may not be. Rosie, I've been a Christian missionary the larger part of my life. And where we call ancient traditions of where Paul and Apollos and the likes were, today when you go there, there's no evidence of Christianity there. So there may be strongholds today of your political party. There may not be strongholds tomorrow. So the New Patriotic Party is desiring that every single region, every single ethnic group, every single Ghanaian becomes a stronghold, so that we can be able to continue to governance in the manner in which the Ghanaian people so desire. So I would wish that the stronghold of the New Patriotic Party is not just Ashanti region like you're postulating.
Not me.
Okay, well, as the numbers determine, but I would wish that as we go forward, the New Patriotic Party stronghold is Ashanti region, Volta region, Northern region, Western region, Eastern region, Central region, Oti region, all the regions of this country. That we have a sizable representation of people who believe in ideologies, of people who desire to serve with us, and of people who want to see Ghana go forward. So this strongholdism are things that we should move away from. It won't augur well. We want to have a political party that is ethnic embracing. And that's where we have got into. In fact, when we talk of the traditions, you recall, it's Dombo, it's Dankwa, it's Buzia, and the other traditions of people that we have learned their ideologies, including Dr. Edu Boahen, Professor Edu Boahen, and the likes. So these are people that we cannot forget. Their legacies, their ideologies, and how well they wish for this political party. I don't think that this is the time in this millennium that we want to disintegrate the political party. The New Patriotic Party, as our General Secretary has said, remains formidable, remains stronger, and is the most attractive political party for all the young people in this country.
So far, have you lost some of your members to Honorable Alan Kojo?
It would be difficult to tell. I mean, we haven't done a survey yet, but you have seen the various people that are aligning back to the political party. They said that Mr. Tremantin, they were following Mr. Tremantin because of the New Patriotic Party. And as he's gone into a movement for change, they are not aligning with him. Notable persons, I mean, the Deputy Minister for Finance, Abena, has come out. OPK, Impriaso MP, has come out. Honorable Sly has come out. Various persons that were his campaign team have all left because the New Patriotic Party, the elephant, the Osono Oba sa gigim. No amount.
So it's not the butterfly.
Oh, Rosie, what are you talking about? What is a butterfly in the presence of an elephant? I mean, let's not go. What is a butterfly? Osono neba oba gigim.
So
even umbrellas are falling down. Gigim. Elephant no oba osono.
Do you know the story, or is it an ant or a cheshire that entered the nose of or the nostrils of the elephant and killed it?
I know.
Would it have been any different here to use the ants as a symbol?
I know those stories, but I mean, Rosie, our roots are so strong.
Okay.
Our roots are so strong. Let me tell you, look, many years ago I met a man who told me that, look, your pillars are so strong, and we were talking about Christianity. He said your pillars are so strong. I mean, even if you fall, you rise, because when you fall on the pillars. Our roots as a New Patriotic Party are so strong. When we fall as a New Patriotic Party, we fall on our pillars. So the ground, we will never fall on it. So the elephant, Osunono, Oba, gigim.
So the butterfly can't enter the trunk of it.
What are you talking about? How many butterflies can evade elephants?
It can't enter.
No, let's put 1,000 elephants together and put butterflies together. Once they pull the trunk, the butterflies will begin to go everywhere. So let's talk about it. The butterfly is already dead.
Okay. So the butterfly is already there, says Palgrave, and there's a story here that I want us to talk about. The Ghanaian Times, there's a story here: collapsed Dolly Bridge, commuters forced to pay more, travel time on Accra while road increases to 20 hours, price of goods and services shoot up.
Rosie, this bridge is going to be worked on. I think that we're in a meeting sometime over the weekend, and the construction processes are going to be beginning soon. So that, I mean, I think there's a covert that is being put together to make sure that there's a lot more reinforcement. And so we assure pedestrians and transporters on that bridge that is going to be worked on. I mean, it's coming to the attention of the Ministry of Roads and Highways, and that is going to be worked on immediately.
Soon? How soon?
Oh, it's going to be worked on. I mean, Rosie,
so the thing is, I like that it's going to be worked on. I like that meetings are taking place, but this is something that people use on daily basis. Why do we wait for like a week, 2, 3 days, 4 days before we fix it? Because we also say that we are taking taxes like the Western world is taking, because the world is built with taxes. You know, every country you go that is doing well is built on taxes. We are paying the taxes, yet we are not feeling what they are feeling. If this had happened in a Western land, less than 24 hours it would have been fixed.
No, Rosie, it will not be fixed in less than 24 hours. Rosie, sure. Civil engineering works are very different.
You know why I'm saying this? Because they will move everything at night and get it sorted. You and I know that.
Rosie, you see, let's be mindful. You know, civil works are very different. Are very, very different. I mean, you know very well.
Are you saying this cannot be fixed?
Rosie, have you gone to the road? You've just seen a picture. You need to go there, and then we want to be able to fix the road such that no amount of rains or torrents will destroy it again. And I say that there's been meetings that have been held over this weekend. There's reinforcements. I've seen the new architectural works of the road that is going to be there when it's completed. And I cannot tell you that in the shortest possible time, work has already begun. In the shortest possible time, you see that it's completed, and on the front page of the Ghanaian Times, you see the new infrastructural works that is done there.
So very soon.
Yes, please.
Should we expect it done next week? Let me just push you small.
Rosie,
let me push you. I'm speaking on behalf of the people that commute to that room.
I'm also speaking on behalf of the government. I need to be mindful. Rosie, I said it's going to be done. Okay, this is going to be done.
But that's what we hear.
No, that's not what you hear. When you hear it's going to be done, it is done. Because our government is a doing government.
But we had the 88 hospitals.
Rosie, you don't want to go into that.
I'm just saying.
The 88 hospitals are being built. I mean, there are various stages of completion.
Okay.
I mean, Agenda 111.
We are still waiting. We're told that by the end of 2020 it was going to be done.
Rosie,
so I'm just saying, don't worry.
Our government is still in continuity.
Let's move on.
Our government ends on the 7th of January 2025. Never forget that.
Okay.
The government of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo comes to an end on the 7th of January 2025. And the president is going to hand over to an NPP leader. I've said that. I mean, you can quote me. You'll see.
What did the Honorable Alan mean when he said the NPP party had been hijacked?
I don't know what he meant. I mean, you should ask him. You should interview Alan Kojo-Kyerematen. I think he would like you. Yesterday, he was on another network, and he said that the journalist will be a minister in his government. So maybe you should interview him. He might give you a ministerial role. Minister of Gender, Rosie Felly. That would be interesting.
Why? I think every political party that comes through should be able to give me. Why should we give power based on who we vote for? Why should it always be so?
Well, that's what
if I'm competent enough, I think that if it's the NPP that's in power, they should be able to give me a position. If it's the NDC in power, they should. If it's going to be movement for change, they should be able to give me the power. I shouldn't vote for the party before. If I'm competent to do the job.
Mr. Kyerematen said when you interview him, he will give you a ministerial role. That's what he told the lady yesterday. He said that you get a ministerial role in my government. So maybe you should interview him. You've brought Honorable Abu Sakara here, right?
Yes.
Yes, he's my friend. You should bring Honorable Kojo-Kyerematen and interview him. Maybe afterwards he would give you a ministerial role. You never can tell. But you'll be in opposition.
But I've had MPP here for a very long time. You people won't offer me ministerial.
No, because you see, MPP is a party of leaders. We have a lot more.
So you have so many.
We have so many.
Okay, I see.
This is a new party that is now looking for people.
I see. Well, so it's not about my competence, but it's about the fact that
we have a lot more competent people. You see, when you have a party, let me tell you something. When you have a party full of competent people, you always need to give everybody an opportunity, because a political party is a party full of competent people. It's a political party where you can have a professor as a chairman of a constituency. You see, because it's full of competent people. It's a political party where you have a polling station who is a doctor. It's full of competent people, and I think that we encourage a lot more young people, Ghanaian viewers that are watching, come and join the New Patriotic Party. Because it's a party of choice. I mean, the people in the studio are beaming with smiles, and I hear them telling me that I should get them membership cards. I promise to get most of your workers and multimedia membership cards to be members of the New Patriotic Party and to even start paying their dues. Rosie, I'll give you
the dues?
A membership card. Oh, any amount. I mean, 10 cedis, 5 cedis, any amount.
I see.
And you can pay. I'll give you a membership card. You can pay. Your cameraman, I'll give all of you membership cards so that you can become members of the New Patriotic Party.
Well, I don't know about that, but anyway, let's move on to our next one. I don't know why Wontumi and it looks like Alan have been having issues, so I'll take some comments and then we'll go into that. Sumani Hamza says, good morning to you, madam, and your guest. The NPP man does not know what he's saying. He should just wait and see how Alan is going to surprise them in 2024. Okay, Sumani. Georgia Kwesi Bobby answer says, watching live from Dubai. Okay, hello to everybody in Dubai, especially the Emiratis. Yatel Emmanuel says, Masa, the fact that leading members of your party who supported Alan had not joined his movement doesn't mean he will not get vote from those at the grassroots in the general elections. And this is what I was saying, that it looks like there are some people who are in the grassroots who really admire this man.
Rosie, there are over 60 million people that vote in an election. I hope you're aware of that.
Betrandini Ajay Kreku, okay, says, aka Papa J, greetings, lovely people. We thank God for his special grace. I'm connected live from Tema Newtown. The Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, is the ideal choice to lead NPP to break the 8-year cycle jinx, and no amount of insult, vilification, all distraction can stop him from becoming the president of Ghana. Hashtag DMB 2024. Hashtag next to lead. Okay, Bertrand. Okay, so you at home can also send in your message, but I was going to ask you about, Wontumi and Alan. Now, Wontumi banned Alan's posters in the Ashanti region. He issued a statement telling the workers to remove all of Alan's posters in the Ashanti region. Alan Shemati hasn't been too happy about it. He's spoken about the fact that he's the one who took Wontumi, Chairman Wontumi, into the NPP and even helped him to become the chairman of the New Patriotic Party in the Ashanti region. He's not too happy about what Chairman Wontumi is doing. Do you think what Chairman Wontumi is doing is fair? Because Greater Accra hasn't done the same. I think other regions haven't, but for Chairman Wontumi, he has.
Rosie, I can't speak on behalf of Chairman Wontumi, but what I can say is that when you have left a political party, you have left a political party. Every other right that you had in the political party, you've lost it automatically. I mean, you need to start facing the realities of it. You've left the political party. You didn't give credence to the political party to even inform the political party that you were going to leave. The political party had to hear of your resignation in your press. Rosie.
His own was State of the Nation, was it press?
It was what?
It was the State of the Nation address.
The only person who is mandated to give a State of the Nation is the President of the Republic of Ghana.
So his own was not State of the Nation.
It can never be a State of the Nation. It was a press conference and for a selected few of people at Movenpick. Movenpick is not a state installation. Okay. State of the Nation address is delivered at the Parliament House, which is a state property where the Ghanaian parliamentarians are represented. I think that he's lost all the rights of the New Patriotic Party. Chairman Wontumi has done nothing wrong. Chairman Wontumi has done nothing wrong. He's asked for his paraphernalia to be removed. He's done nothing wrong. He's done nothing wrong. He's no more representing the New Patriotic Party. You see my badge here? That's the New Patriotic Party. I'm a proud member of the New Patriotic Party. I will never leave the New Patriotic Party. If you have left the New Patriotic Party, do you know that when you resign from any of the military, police, any of the security services, you send back your items? You know that? Mm-hmm. Yes, you and I, we are barracks people, you know. If you have left, you have left. You shouldn't, whether you brought him, everybody brought somebody. That's the truth. Everybody brought somebody.
But why should he be the first to actually say that they should remove it? Rosie, I mean, the other regions haven't.
I don't mind. I mean, it's not a problem. This is not an issue we should talk about.
Nobody's in the papers.
Yes, but I'm saying the man has left the political party. Yeah, has he not left the political party? Has he not formed you say he's formed a what? A movement, not a party?
Movement for change.
Okay, he's formed a movement. He's no more a member. When you have left, you have left. You've lost all the rights. When you sack anybody from multimedia, you tell the person to bring in the position anything that belongs to the company. The HR will write it.
Oh no, but it's not like he hasn't brought. He's saying that the posters around this what they should remove.
But the poster bears NPP, does it not? You are no more a member of the NPP. Is he a member? You are no more a member. No, you know.
Not. Yeah, he's resigned.
Yes, so there's no problem. You understand? If you have resigned, sit home, drink coffee, and bear the consequences of your actions. Mm-hmm. Because you have left the party. Mm-hmm. That's the stark reality. Mm-hmm. When you wake up every single day, you would remember that you have left the party.
Right.
Do you know that when ministers are changed and you are no more a minister, your security details are taken away from you? Because it is there because you are serving the country. So you are no more a member of the New Patriotic Party. It's not a problem. I don't think that Chairman Wontumi has done anything wrong. I mean, I think that he's been charitable and even kind.
Oh, really?
Yes, in asking them, he's not done anything wrong. Yes, he's the chairman of the region. He controls the region. He decides what is best for the political party in the region. He's the representative of the national in the region. So he's not done anything wrong. You say you have left the party. He says remove everything that has MPP by it with your picture. It's not a problem.
In the Ashanti region?
In the Ashanti region, it's not a problem. I don't think
Will same happen in all other regions?
I don't know. I really don't know. But it's not a problem. If it happens in other regions, it's not a problem. If they leave it there, they are being charitable. But it's not a problem.
Okay.
Because
I think Alan's issue has to do with the fact that he feels that he helped Wontumi to get to where he is. So if anybody should
Rosie,
do it,
who did
it should
not
come
help
from
who?
other
Rosie,
places, right?
I think it's neither here nor there. Everybody has been helped in this world by somebody. I have been held by somebody. You have been held by. Everybody has been held by somebody.
So he's trying to say that for those who helped you, you won't betray them. That's what he's saying.
Oh. Do you, Rosie, don't you see that what has happened is a betrayal to the New Patriotic Party? When I sit in my closets and I recline in my chair without drinking coffee, I see that this is a betrayal to the New Patriotic Party.
Oh.
How is it not a betrayal to the New Patriotic Party? A member of the New Patriotic Party, a stalwart of the New Patriotic Party, a serving member of a government of the New Patriotic Party, in both governments, the longest serving Minister of Trade, a former ambassador to the United States of America, representing Ghana. Rosie, it's a betrayal.
But he cited reasons.
It's not a problem, which is why I don't want to go into it. But my heart is broken because it's a betrayal. I want to do that.
So you know when we talk about betrayal, we look at 2008. He actually resigned from the party and came back. He supported the president, that is Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and it was publicly declared that once Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's tenure is over, it will be his turn to take over. And it didn't happen like that. Hasn't he been betrayed as well?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Rosie,
how?
Today,
you promise somebody something, Rosie, you don't give it to the person, and it's not betrayal?
Rosie, I'm glad that, I'm an orphan now because my mother and my father are both dead. You are also an orphan.
No, my mom
Your mom is alive. Okay, you are not yet an orphan. We thank God.
Yeah.
So, Rosie, when your father did a will, you know that people who do wills, they change it periodically. When you do a will, your mind can change about anything, true or not true. You can ask the lawyers, true or not true.
Yeah, but it still doesn't change the fact that you've been betrayed.
No, you don't understand what I'm saying.
No, continue. I'm just making us know that
yes,
the fact that you change your mind,
Rosie,
still doesn't change the fact that there's been betrayal.
Rosie, the New Patriotic Party does not belong to President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. The New Patriotic Party belongs to every single member of the New Patriotic Party. That's what we must bear in mind. Every single member of the New Patriotic Party owns the New Patriotic Party. Who promised who? Rosie, let's not get into this. It will not be nice. It will not be nice.
There was a promise.
It will not be nice. I don't want to talk about these issues. Are you saying
there was no promise?
Rosie, I don't want to talk about this issue.
But the fact is the fact. The man knew that he was the next in line.
Rosie, our General Secretary has spoken. The man has resigned. The matter has come to an end. I don't want to talk about it.
But you said that you feel that he has betrayed the NPP.
We thank him. Rosie, let me not talk about this. Let's talk about other things.
He should go.
It's okay. Let me not talk about it.
Do you get emotional when you think about it?
Very emotional. Very, very, very emotional. I don't think it augurs well for posterity. Very emotional. I think about the future every time I'm making a decision. I have my flaws 100%. I'm not a perfect human being. But whatever flaws that I have, I hope and pray that it's not repeated in the future. You understand? I hope and pray that it's not repeated in future generations. And if an opportunity is presented for me, I would want to guide future generations' narratives. And so, it's okay. So let him go. It's okay.
What about the party faithfuls or the party card-bearing members who will be expelled if they should rally behind Honorable Alanko Jochre-Matting?
The Constitution is clear. It's like the way I can't have a dual citizenship and become a member of Parliament. It's clear. You understand? Me wafa otumi tu baby also to me if we need mienu ehwe to amu. Have you seen that before? Odi weni mienu hwe to amu. Don't be there. Etwa is just a one hole. Odi weni baku ehwe to amu. I think that the party's constitution is clear. You can't be a member of the New Patriotic Party and be a member of another political party. It's clear. It's like the way Adele cannot be an NPP member and be an NDC member. I wish that Adele would leave NDC and come to NPP. But he would not. Adele would not. It's like the same way I would not leave NPP and join NDC.
But this is not a party. This is an independent candidate.
Okay. Rosie, let's stop talking about this issue. This issue, let's stop talking about it. You haven't given me coffee this morning. You are making us talk about it. Let's not talk about it. Let's leave it.
Your coffee is on its way.
Thank you. Let it go. Rosie, let it go. Let it go.
It looks like Paul Graham doesn't really want to talk too much about this. But anyway, it's good you came in this morning to have a conversation with us. We really do appreciate it because you're going through a very difficult time. And for you to make time and be here for us to have this conversation, we are super grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. I won't leave the media.
You don't have to.
No, I won't. You know, people have said that when I become a member of parliament, I'll be sitting here in the morning having a conversation with you.
Then.
Yes.
That's good.
You know, Kwesi Pratt has been in the media for a very long time. He's recently celebrated his 70th birthday.
Yeah.
When I'm 70, I'll still be here.
That's nice.
Because the power is here. This is where the power is, where people listen to us, where people are encouraged, where people are motivated. So if we have hope, people can have hope. So once I will not leave the media, I will also not leave the New Patriotic Party. So in difficult times, I've lost my mom. You know, I've lost my mom. I lost my mom's sister. I lost my cousin. I lost my stepbrother.
Wow.
Yes. Even this Friday, I'm burying my cousin and my auntie.
Wow.
Yes. Very difficult moments.
Very
difficult moments. But I can't stay home and be depressed. I have to be here. So I can talk to the Ghanaian people and talk to you, see your beautiful self. And talk about the party that I love. The New Patriotic Party. My children say party, papa.
Nice. Thank you so much for being here this morning.